How's everybody doing? It's Joe here from Wooper, and today we're going to be starting a brand new series. It's going to be called Trading to Shaymin. What the hell is this series about, you may ask? Well, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be hopping on the Pokemon market for trading cards, for packs and whatnot. I'm going to be taking this here really crappy Wooper that, nobody wants. Sorry, little guy. And we're going to be trying to trade him all the way up to a Shaymin. What I mean by this is I'm going to trade Wooper for a card worth slightly more than Wooper, and then gonna trade that for something slightly more than that, and then just keep escalating my trades over and over again until we end up at the most valuable card in the game, which is Shaymin EX. So if you're confused about this at all, don't worry, it'll be explained really. You'll pick it up as the series goes along, don't worry. I'm not going to say I'm an expert at trading. I'm not going to say that I know secrets about the market that other people don't or anything like that. I just thought this would be a fun sort of 5-10 minute video series that I could do to sort of help you guys, I don't know, maybe realize that the trading market on Pokemon isn't as good as it should be, or that anything's possible when you put enough time into it. So I don't know how frequent these will be. They'll just be like quick 5-10 minute videos where I show you my progress as we go along, and hopefully we'll have some fun. So we're going to kick things off. This is obviously all post commentary. I've already recorded all these videos, and I'm going back over them now, adding in the commentary. So I'm going to start off. My first theory was that I wanted to turn a crappy common into, a common that people actually liked. So I decided to go for something relevant, and people like Fomantis, and probably have quite a few of them if they're opening packs. So let's go for that. Let's trade a Wooper for a Fomantis and see how it goes. And this is my theory initially, is to turn something unplayable into something that people do actually want, because you're way more likely to get traits that way. Hopefully the video doesn't cut out too weird either, but obviously later on you can see... Are we there yet? Okay, now here's the next part. So a little while later, the Fomantis trade did go through first time. Really happy with that. Now we have a common card that people do actually want. So let's try and upgrade the rarity. I'm going to go for a common card into an uncommon card. So we're going to take our Fomantis, if we can find it here, and I'm going to turn it into a Passimian, I believe is what I chose here, yeah. So Passimian's an uncommon card. It's a fun deck that people like to play. It's popular. People will seek out this card and will be looking for trades for it, so hopefully that plays into our favor. The other thing about Passimian is it comes in the theme decks, which means it's not as valuable as other uncommons, and it's more likely to get our trade done. So in the end, this one does actually go through. I was a bit surprised by this one, honestly, because there's probably a lot more Fomantis going around than there are Passimians. But it went through in the end. That's pretty great. So now we're on an uncommon. Let's take it to a rare. And I take sort of the same approach here, so I will go for a Golduck, actually. Again, Golduck's in the theme decks, so I'm thinking there's got to be a lot of them knocking around. So let's try and get an uncommon into a rare, and all of a sudden we've turned a common from like a completely useless common into a rare that people do actually want to trade for. That's not that bad. I mean, we got a long way to go, mind you. But if this goes through, we'll be, pretty happy with ourselves. I'm doing these all as 8-hour trades as well, just because I want to make this go fast. And obviously people are more likely to see it if they're more recent trades. And let's see, further on we get a bit greedy and we stop playing a bit safer like this. So anyway, we're now up to a rare, which is Golduck. That's pretty great. So question is, where do we go from here? Do I try and trade for a better rare? How do I approach this next? The next sort of step of this journey. And there's kind of two ways I want to go about this. Is necessarily, at some point I have to trade something for packs, because packs are what I'm going to be end up trading for the Shaymin. And I need to get myself into a point where I think I have a rare that I can trade for packs, and then trade those packs for an EX or a GX, and then trade that EX or GX for more packs than it's worth. So we need a rare that is good and really playable and that a lot of people want. And ultimately I'm thinking about trying to get myself an Octillery, because that trades for about 2 packs, and I could probably get a bargain on an EX or a GX if I trade that for 2 packs and then work from there. That's one avenue they can take. So I try and sort of jump into the deep end here and go Golduck for Volcanion. Obviously Volcanion being significantly better than Golduck. So let's see if anyone bites this. But unfortunately they don't. This is the first setback we've had in the series pretty early on. So the Volcanion doesn't go through, that's fair enough. I need to think of sort of a different strategy here. So I end up going for a rare that isn't quite as valuable as Volcanion, but still more valuable than Golduck. So this is obviously one line of play that I can take, is to keep sort of just marginally increasing the value for one and trading 1 for 1. The other line I could take is, let's say I took this Golduck and I traded the Golduck for like 2 uncommons. I can then trade those 2 uncommons for more Golducks. I can then trade those individual Golducks for more uncommons until I'm just left with like a bunch of Golducks that eventually I'm trading for, like, I trade them up so that let's say I got like on average a pack per Golduck, We then have a huge collection of packs, and then I trade those for the Shaymin. That's another line I could take, but I'd rather start getting into the more valuable Pokemon as soon as I can. I think it will be easier. My laptop just went black on me. Okay, let's ignore that problem. I'm using an old laptop to record this because the video editing software is still on it, and also it's just easier to render on one side than it is on the other. But anyway, I dabble with a few different rares. I come to the conclusion the Vileplume is pretty well played. It's not a rare holo. It's not something that you get like in theme decks or anything like that, so it seems to be an easy choice. The other one was Xerneas, was that I was thinking of, the Geomancy one. I'm not great with market prices or rarities. I'm just going by my gut a lot of the time. But anyway, the Golduck for the Vileplume does end up going through, and I figure Vileplume for Volcanion sounds like a pretty solid bet. So let's go for Vileplume again, if I can spell it right, which I can. And then we end up typing in Volcanion and trying to find that. So essentially, again, I'm still on the mindset of increasing the rarities. And once we get our first EX down, I think it's going to make ourselves a lot easier, because then we can start working with packs, and of course they're the main currency of PTCGO. It might end up being that we get some low rarity EXs first. I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at. Maybe something like a Machamp EX. That's not complete crap, but it's, you know, it's not super expensive either. I think Primarina GX actually at the moment is pretty cheap, so that might be somewhere that we go as well, down those lines. Umbreon as well, that price escalates up and down, so if we catch it at a good time, we might get a good bargain, and we might be able to make a profit from it. But like I said, I think Octillery is going to be a good gateway into this, because it's a rare that you can trade for packs. So, the Vileplume for Volcanion thing went through. That's pretty excellent. We now have a Volcanion, and we started with a Wooper. Let's bear this in mind. So, I'm on a rare. I want a rare holo. I'm still working on the 1-for-1 mindset. Garbodor is a nice idea. Let's try and get Volcanion for Garbodor. See if anyone bites onto this. And then maybe we can get really lucky with like a trade with like just Garbodor for Octillery. And again, keep working with this kind of mindset. So we go in. We get it. We set up our trade. Again, I'm leaving a lot of these overnight. You can see the dates, you can see the usernames, just to prove that I'm not doing this with like setting up like a ton of different accounts myself and then trading them all across these different platforms. I'm not. Because you can see there's different usernames, you can see the different dates that I'm trading these on, so hopefully that's enough proof. It's as much proof as I can give, really. You have to trust me on that one, really. So, we got our Garbodor. This is great. This is a pretty good start. I'm going to get a bit cheeky here. I'm going to try and advance a few stages, and we're going to try and trade this Garbodor for 2 packs. This is a bit like, it's not risky. I'm not necessarily risking anything, but I don't know. I'm being a bit greedy here, because I don't know who's looking at the market with 2 packs thinking, oh, I got to find myself a Garbodor. So, does it play into our favor? Well, not really. Nobody really bites on this one, unfortunately, and that's really where the episode's going to end for today. But I hope you guys are enjoying the idea of this series, and I hope you guys follow it along a bit. Again, it's just going to be super quick videos. I thought it was a pretty fun idea, at least. I thought, hey, if it works, I mean, I make mad profit, and that's excellent. So hopefully it gets a bit of traction, and we have a bit of fun with it. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.